And we are kicking things off here at the UFC 236 morning weigh-ins, starting right on time. First to the scale, Alejandro Pantoja.
$125.5.
125.5 for Alejandro Pantoja, who fights Wilson Hayes on the preliminary card.
Yeah, this is sneakily one of the better fights on this card. I know everyone's sort of been talking about it off air. Card feels a little top heavy, but this is a really good one. Randy Johnson.
Now up, Randy Kosta takes on Brandon Davis in a bantamweight bout. It is the opener here on Saturday night. That is on the UFC Fight Pass prelims.
Guys, have any peanut butter cups?
He is looking for peanut butter cups. What is he holding there, Jed?
I can't quite tell. A picture of some kind.
Is it a picture of himself?
I hope so.
135.
135 for Randy Kosta, and he wants some peanut butter cups.
And that's definitely not a picture of himself. You can see there's a tattoo on the left breast of the man there. Unclear what that's about. Maybe something we should look into, though.
Get that man some chocolate.
I could use some chocolate.
Everybody could use some chocolate, right?
I know.
All right, next up to the scale, Curtis Millender takes on Bilal Muhammad on the last bout of the UFC Fight Pass prelims. Curtis Millender gets some applause here from the crowd. Courteous. That is a great nickname.
$170.5.
170.5 for Courteous Curtis Millender.
You're right. It's one of my, I won't say favorite, but I really do enjoy that nickname. I like anytime you're keeping the consonants flowing.
The alliteration.
Yeah, alliteration's great. Plus, it's unique. There are not a lot of courteous fighters out there. Matt Frivolity.
All right, coming to the scale now, Matt Frivolity takes on Jaylen Turner in a lightweight bout. That is the last fight on the preliminary card.
$156.
156 for Matt Frivolity.
Makes it looks good, looking healthy. This is my first one doing these, obviously. You've had a little bit more experience. So usually this, we're getting some pace moving here. Just next guy up every time. Does that tend to be how it goes?
It always, at the beginning, it always goes very fast, and then we'll hit a lull that will inevitably take 30 to 45 minutes.
Oh, that's perfect. That's where I'm going to shine, guys. Don't worry.
And quite a crowd has collected here behind us. Atlanta's coming out for everything this week. All right, Boston Salmon up now. Another tremendous name, I have to say. He is taking on Khalid Taha in a bantamweight bout on the ESPN prelims.
Let's go, boss! Woo! 135.5.
135.5 for Boston Salmon.
Man, so far everyone's looked really good on the scale, so hopefully that continues. I'm interested when we have the lull to talk about Max Holloway and if this weight cut's going to be a problem for him. I know, obviously, historically he's a featherweight, but the last time he did have a lightweight fight booked, that did get canceled for weight-related issues, so.
Montel Jackson to the scale now. He takes on Andre Sukumta in a bantamweight bout on the UFC Fight Pass prelim.
136.
136 for Montel Jackson.
Can you read what the tattoo on his chest says?
I cannot, but he has a big smile. He's enjoying himself this morning.
Yeah, clearly his weight cut went very well, and he's ready to rehydrate and hang out until tomorrow.
Right, Poliana Botella up to the scale now. She takes on Laura Mueller in a flyweight fight. That is on the UFC Fight Pass prelims. Botella coming off of a loss to Cynthia Calvillo back in November. $125 for Poliana Botella. And she is making her flyweight debut here in the UFC. She has fought her last 3 fights at 115.
Interestingly enough, her last fight, as you mentioned, coming off a loss to Cynthia Calvillo, Calvillo was actually the one who missed weight there. So interesting to see Botella decided to make the jump up. But I'm always in favor of fighters jumping weight, especially recently. We've seen a lot of success there. So we'll see how it works for her against Mueller on Saturday.
Nikita Krylov to the scale now. Nikki Thrills, as my friend Jed here likes to call him.
It's a great name for him.
It is a tremendous nickname.
I know he likes the minor, but I'm partial to the more internety of names. $205 for Nikita Krylov,
who takes on Owen St. Preux on the pay-per-view card.
Honestly, it never ceases to amaze me about Krylov. When he made his debut at heavyweight, he was not a bricked-up young man that he is right now. He clearly worked really hard, transformed his entire body, and became a really good light heavyweight as a result.
Yeah, and that is sneakily a rematch. You spoke to Owen St. Preux yesterday. Nikita was the first. We will revisit what I am about to say because Max Griffin is stepping to the scale now. He is looking to make the welterweight limit. $170.5 for Max Griffin. And he's coming into it. This is a big spot for him. He has the last 2 straight, 3 of his last 4. But you look at the level of competition that he has faced. Colby Covington, Capoeira dos Santos, Mike Perry, Curtis Miller, Thiago Alves. That is a murderer's row.
Yeah, absolutely is. And he's clearly feeling good. He was kind of stunting up there on the scale, so he's hoping to turn it around.
All right, Bilal Muhammad stepping to the scale now.
Curtis Millender already made weight, so this fight can be official. $171 for
Bilal Muhammad. It's a big roar of applause from the audience.
Yeah, so with that fight official now, that's probably the star of the early Fight Pass prelim cards, I think. You just spoke about Curtis Millender having a win over Max Griffin, sorry, not Max Payne, Max Payne Griffin. And he's getting another showcase here for the Fight Pass prelims.
All right, Eric Andrews stepping to the scale now. He is returning to the light heavyweight division for this fight, and he is taking on Kaleo Roundtree Jr. $205 for Eric Andrews.
I spoke with Eric Andrews yesterday, and he kind of didn't so much promise, but you could tell he thinks this matchup with Kaleo Roundtree Jr. is going to result in fireworks and potentially get him fight of the night bonus.
Dwight Grant to the scale.
Right now, Dwight Grant stepping to the scale. He takes on Allan Jeff on the main card, welterweight by about flying under the radar a little bit. But this is a big opportunity for him.
171.
171 for Dwight Grant.
Body snatcher.
The
Body snatcher.
The body snatcher, indeed. Yeah, this is obviously a huge opportunity for him. Allan Jeff has been around, one of the veterans of the division, kind of one of those guys always hanging around the top 15. And considering, Dwight Grant only has a 1-1 record in the UFC, big opportunity for him here.
Wilson Hayes stepping to the scale now. He takes on Alejandro Pantoja on the ESPN prelims. The flyweight division is still alive, my friend.
For how much longer remains
It's
to
on
be
life
seen,
support,
but
but it's still alive.
$126.
126 for Wilson Hayes, former title challenger.
yeah, I'm really excited about that fight with Pantoja tomorrow. I know Hayes had a little bit of a skid there, lost 3 in a row, rebounded against Ben Nguyen his last time out, and if the flyweight division doesn't die, the winner of that fight tomorrow, tomorrow, it is tomorrow. It's Friday, wow. The winner of that fight tomorrow, they're not going to get an immediate title shot, but they're right there. Well, this is one of the big ones.
Here we go, stepping to the scale. Our co-main event feature, Kelvin Gastelum. He will be challenging for the interim UFC middleweight championship against Israel Adesanya. This is a familiar spot for Kelvin. He was in this same exact spot just 2 months ago in Australia.
Just throw a wink out on the scale.
He did not end up getting a chance to fight that time around. Hopefully this weekend will be different.
184.
184 for Kelvin Gastelum. Who needs championship weight? He's coming in 1 pound under.
Yeah, that's with room to spare there. Threw a wink up there on the scale, feeling cheeky, feeling good. I'm excited to talk to you later about that fight because you may be surprised to know I have takes.
I hope they are piping hot, my friend.
I don't know if they're piping hot anymore. I originally had some really spicy takes, but the more I've kind of looked into it, maybe it's a little tamer.
All right, Salim Imadiv, step into the scale. I am probably pronouncing that very wrong, and I apologize for that. He's taking on Max Griffin in a welterweight bout. He is fired up.
He's got those stunner shades on.
$171.
171 for Salim.
Our first fighter to weigh in with sunglasses on, so
Going the Tony Ferguson route.
he obviously didn't need the extra 3 ounces of those sunglasses weighed in, made it with time. So I'll be honest, I don't know a ton about Salim. I tried to look into some of his fights coming in here, but he's one of the many fighters in this undercard that lacks a Wikipedia page, which is always a sign of a really well-built event.
All right, one of the most handsome men in MMA coming up now, Allan Jeff. He is on this pay-per-view card opposite Dwight Grant.
Allan Jeff makes me feel bad about myself. He's so handsome.
I mean, that's understandable, let's be honest. You should feel bad about yourself just generally, though.
$171.
171 for Allan Jeff, and he's coming off of a big win over Ben Saunders.
I mean, it's just one of those things. If you're that handsome, you shouldn't also be really good at something. Like you get one thing. You get one thing, and that's it. And so it's unfair. And then the fact that he spits in God's face by fighting as the thing he's very good at is... I don't understand it. Go be a model. He's signed with Versace. Go do that.
All right, the UFC featherweight champion, Max Holloway, stepping to the scale. He is looking to make 155 pounds for this main event.
Got a little jaunt in his step, too.
$155.
155 for Max Holloway. He makes that lightweight limit.
Obviously, Obviously glad that happened the last time, though. He did have a little bit of trouble. He said he could have made the weight, but he didn't end up getting allowed to. So glad to see when he has a full camp of prep, no issues with the 155 limit.
And it will be interesting to see what that man looks like at 155 pounds. His pace is already tremendous. I don't know what he can look like with more energy.
Yeah, there's a really strong chance that's going to be fight of the year.
All right, Jaylen Turner stepping to the scale now. He's taking on Matt Frivolity in a lightweight bout on the final bout of the prelims.
156.
156 for Jaylen Turner, a big spider aficionado. He goes by the tarantula, and he owned, at one point, hundreds of tarantulas in his house.
That is horrifying, and I really wish you didn't tell me that.
At one point, they actually got loose, and his mom freaked out. Like,
Yeah,
hundreds of them.
I would freak out too. I mean, never want to place blame, but you're allowing that to exist. You could have put a stop to
You
that.
enabled it.
That you enabled the spider release.
All right, Andre Sukumtoth stepping to the scale now. He takes on Montel Jackson on the air of the prelims.
136.
136 for Andre Sukumtoth.
We haven't had any issues so far. This is great. Maybe I'm just good luck, and you guys should just bring me to all the events.
You're just trying to jinx this, aren't you?
Yep, pretty much. Come on, it's been a pretty mundane fight week. I won't say mundane, but tame. I think tame's the right word. There's not a lot of drama.
There's
no one's
still
getting a
plenty of time.
3-piece and a soda yet.
There's still plenty of time. All right, Israel Adesanya stepping to the scale, the last style bender. He's looking to make this 185-pound limit. Make this championship fight official. Interim championship fight.
I mean, is an interim championship fight? It's been a long time since Robert Whittaker's defended the belt. Maybe this is just for the real one. Izzy said before he thinks Robert Whittaker should give up the belt. Maybe that does happen.
$183.
183 for Israel Adesanya, closing his eyes, taking in the moment. 183 with the hair pick even.
He sees Kelvin Gastelum's 184 and raises him one.
Lowers him one.
Well, I guess you understand the concept of what I was going for there. Undercuts him by another full pound.
And that championship fight is official. Our co-main event is a go for Saturday.
Yeah, that is. I can't recall the last time we had two, I guess, titled fighters coming in under the weight limit, not right at it.
And Israel's never been the biggest middleweight. He's a very lanky guy. All right, Brandon Davis stepping to the scale now. As we continue things here at this UFC 236 morning weigh-ins, he takes on Randy Kosta in a bantamweight bout to open Saturday's card.
136.
136 for Brandon Davis.
Yeah, Brandon Davis makes the weight. First fighter, I would say, looks a little like maybe it was a little bit tougher on him. Everybody else seems to have cruised. His face looked a little drawn, but made the weight and should be ready to go for Saturday.
This is his first fight the Diamond Poirier, who fights Max Holloway in this main event for the interim UFC lightweight title. It's been a long, hard road for Dustin Poirier, but he is just one day away from the moment he has been waiting for a lifetime.
Shock the world one night. Knock this motherfucker out. 154 and a half.
154 and a half for Dustin Poirier as he tells us he's going to shock the world tomorrow night and knock this MFer out.
Way to censor yourself there. Good work.
It's a family program, Jay.
It is a family program. We've done a good job so far. I'll be honest, I don't know if that's going to shock the world if he knocks out Max Holloway tonight.
Nikita Krylov was the first victim of the infamous Von Prue choke. We shall see if history repeats itself on Saturday.
Go 2 for 2.
$206.
206 for OSP. And this is kind of a sneaky, important fight here in this light heavyweight division.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that when we were, talking about consequential fights. I think pretty clearly the most consequential fight on the rest of this card outside of the 2 main events is going to be that OSP Krylov fight. Krylov? Not sure. You guys gave me crap about what I was calling it the other day. It's a fight of people with great names.
$136.
136 for Khalid Taha.
Thank you.
So we've only got 2 left now, Kaleo Roundtree and Lauren Mueller. Successful morning so far to make the 205 weight limit.
Kaleo Roundtree, of course, taking on Eric Anders on the pay-per-view card. $206 for Kaleo Roundtree Jr., and this is a big spot for him. He's coming off of that loss to Johnny Walker, and before that, he knocked out Gokhan Saki, so he really seems to be a boomer bust type of fighter here in the UFC league.
Yeah.
$126.
126 for Lauren Mueller. She makes weight, and you know what that means, Jed?
It's official. I'm the lucky charm.
That wasn't what I was going to say, but we can go with that too. Every fighter on this card has made weight. And we are over. We're done. We're out.
We've got a fully booked fight card. Hopefully, nothing like the last time Kelvin Gastelum was in a title fight happens.
You just gotta tempt fate, don't you?
I'm just making sure everyone's prepared for anything. Fighters made weight last time. They've made it weight this time. Hopefully, everything goes okay for the next 24 hours. And until then, I think we're done here.
We are done here. One last recap: Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, Kelvin Gastelum, Israel Adesanya. All 4 fighters make weight. This has been the UFC 236 weigh-in show. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sean Lashadi. That has been Jed Mishu. We will see you guys later today for the press conference, the preview show, and everything in between. It's going to be a fun week. Thank you once again for joining us.